record. All right, I'm recording. So, where do we left off? Yeah, we need a country return type because we really need to return the actual country object. So let's just make that. You can make the result and make it equal to nothing. So, and then once you have the greatest population, you can just country. No, 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 not that. Result equals to the country. Boom, that's all you need. So what it's doing is basically every single time you get a new greatest population, the result becomes the country with that population. Because, this is like the representation of the country object we're iterating through. So we just need to make it equal to the result, and at the end we return that result. And we're done. So it should be China. Again, China's the biggest country, population wise. So if I do get most populous country, okay? Country by region, and then I put in Asia. It's the biggest country in Asia and overall. Because India is not in here, so it's default the biggest. See? It gave me China. All right. I'll comment that out just so that it doesn't clutter my output. Now we have get first country by starting letter. So this one, if you look at it, it will tell you that you need the first country which name starts with the given letter. So it's basically telling us that look through the data set and get the first country that has the starting letter that you give as a parameter. So go down here. So we just need to loop through all the countries. So again, the for loop, country, country, get all. And then if, remember, for strings, just use objects dot equals. Country dot get name, name. Yeah, because we're doing the name. So, and then we compare it, and then character at 0 get, no, 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 letter, I mean. Yeah. You see this? Basically, char at 0 is gonna get the first character of the name that we got. So the name of the country and the character at the first index, which is the first one. So by starting letter, basically. So we just need to return, now we just need to, if it matches, we just need to return that country. So really short exercise, really short. Like it takes no time at all. And like it's gonna take up like 2 points. Like if you want to pass, just do like the basic ones and leave it. If you're that unambitious. So if you just want a two for some reason. Uh okay, let's try a letter. If I put in V, no, actually, remember a character you have to use single quotes. So if I put in a V as a character, it should give me a country with a V. The first country that comes up that has a V, which is Virgin Islands. Yes, Virgin Islands. Is everyone done? Done? Oh yeah, I did get a comment that I was going a bit too fast. Uh, yeah, I'll try to slow down a little bit. Is population. Okay. We didn't do is population. Oh, we did here. This is population. If you're worried about copying the code, don't be. Just try to understand it because I already have this up on my drive, on the drive. So just you don't have to like copy alongside me if you don't want to. But if you want the extra practice, which is great, follow along if you can. Okay. Set string. Okay, get country name. Okay, this is the first exercise in the collection exercises, I think, because we're starting to use sets and strings. So this one, yeah, is a collection query. You have to return the name of each country. So basically return a set of all of the countries' names. The collection exercises should take up 1 or 2 questions in the exam, by the way. So basic is gonna be 2. I think collection, he's just gonna give one. And it's probably not gonna be a really easy one, but we'll go through all of them anyways. Yes?
So you said there would be six queries, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So would it be the same as this? Like we're having like nine different questions in one query?
You're gonna have six. So this is like all of them, all of the formats. So like there's 28 total in here, and there's gonna be only six in the exam. But they're not gonna be the easy ones, mind you. Only like two, three, maybe three easy ones. The rest is gonna be harder.
Say, say this was the exam.
Mhm.
Basic country, selection country, grouping.
No. You just have one that is named queries. I'll show you when we get to the airport
the
exercise.
population of that
You're not gonna have
area.
like four interfaces. You're gonna have one with all the queries in it. So you just need to implement one.
Max will be equals to
Set.
divided.
Yes. I should get my headphones. I can't hear the crap out of them. Can you type that out? There will be one comparable and one comparator. That is a possibility. Yes. That is a possibility that he gives you one comparable and one comparator. And we'll get to that later. Most likely though, if they're probably gonna be one or both of them. Yeah. So uh I want to focus on solving the exercises, so I'm gonna take questions like a little bit less now. Of course, I'll try to answer anything if it's short, but I'll try to focus on solving first. So for anything that has a return type of set, you use a hash set for it. You can use a tree set if you want, like, the extra alphabetical sorting, but hash set works for like 90% of our of our uses. Just use that as a default. And then we need to get all the names. So for country, country, get all. Oh no, why am I doing that? Oh, I'm so sorry. You're not supposed to do it inside of this pair of brackets, by the way. Again, the autocomplete is fucking me up. Then you just add an in. So to add inside of a set, you call the name of the set dot add, the add method. So add country dot get name. So you're adding the name inside of the sets. And then you return the set. That's all. Really easy first one. I'm not gonna test the easier ones anymore because you know what it does. You don't have to test it. I'm doing it so I can show you what's the output's gonna be. You don't, and you can test it yourself to see if you're getting the correct output. But testing is completely not mandatory in the exam. You can write nothing in main and still pass. You just need a main and one single line to test the repo. You Yes.
So the whole south and
Completely unnecessary. All of this. You need to do one line. This is the for testing purposes only. Probably you can even skip it if you want. But you only need this to test it. So yeah. All of the S outs that I've been doing so far is just to demonstrate and to make sure that I didn't get anything wrong. The easy ones I won't get wrong, so I just won't test them anymore, honestly. Okay, the next one is getting the capitals order by name. So we need to return the capital of each country in ascending order. So we need a list of all the capitals, and we need to sort that list by ascending order. There are many ways to do this, by the way. Sorting, very many, like a million ways to do it. But I'll show you the easiest and the shortest way. And then I'll throw in the other ways whenever I have the time. So we need a list that is composed of strings. So we do a new array list, always array list. For lists, it's just always array list. You don't need to care about the other types. Country, again, this for loop shows up every single time, nothing new. And then you add them in the array. Actually, you don't even need this. For the array list, just do this. No, actually, you can't. I mistake. I was very mistaken. Sorry. Because you need the capitals, not the country itself. So you still need to add them. Sorry. So you need to add the country's capital. There we go. And then after you've added all the capitals inside of the list, you need to sort it. So you do list, collections. There's many ways to do it. I like to do collections, sort, result, and then comparator. You need to sort by ascending, right? So just comparator natural order. That's all. You see? Returns the capital of each country in ascending order. There we go. Let me test it out. So,
Esse não está sendo bem so fast.
what? Is
Sorry, my system wasn't on.
okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go get my earphones now. I am hearing no one. Either everyone's mic is too small or my mic is ass. So, what is it? Man, forgot it. Get capitals, order by name. Okay. There we go. Run. All right. And the output is, yep. You see these empty like space like just commas in here. It's because some values are null, so they don't exist. So if there isn't a capital, it will just put it at the top like this. Completely fine. All right. So let's continue. Get capitals order by name descending. So the same as before, we're just doing descending. I'm gonna copy paste because this is the exact same problem. Just descending. So you know how to do it. That's all. That is the only difference. All right. I'm getting more messages to slow down, so I might linger over this for a while. But yeah, the problem isn't really that hard. So,
The project.
Yeah,
what the? Yeah.
this anything.
That works. All right then. I just fixed the problem in the main meeting, so. Okay, so we have get names of European countries next. It is returning the name of each European country in a set. So basically, you're getting the regions of you're getting a set of all European countries, and basically you have only their names inside of it. It's the it's another problem that's not really challenging. So result. Again, just always have a result set or list or whatever you have it. New half set. And then we need to add all the European country names in it. So country, get all. And then you just add them in. Add all the names. Oh, no, you need an if statement. Because remember, you need to filter out only the European countries. So if the country's region, so country get region, is equal to region, the region that of the European, so European, country.region.Europe, if this is true, you add it to the result. So add country get name, because we only need the name in the set. See, get names. And then at the end, you return the whole set, which is result. And that's all.
Can you please tell like when to use hash set and tree set because
The only difference between half set and tree set is that half set is not ordered. And tree set is, I think it's automatically alphabetical. So there's not really a difference. If I swap this out with tree set, wouldn't make a difference. The only difference would be, the ordering, which doesn't matter in this case.
So how you can differentiate between it? Because like teacher said that I will ask you like to use hash and preset.
I think he's mostly saying that to say, oh, you're mostly gonna be using that. Because he also uses something called enum map for the mapping problems. So, but for the set problems, 99, if it doesn't ask for any sort of sorting or it doesn't specify specifically that it's a tree set or a hash set, just use whichever one you want. So yeah. You see, if I swap this out with tree set, doesn't make a difference. It still works. If you go into the actual interface itself, you see it doesn't even specify which kind of set to use. So it's up to you. If it's not specified, it's up to you. If it's not sorting, it's up to you. Like, so for simple problems like this, just use whichever one you want, really. He's not gonna fail you over it. Okay, this one. Get the names of countries, filter by continent. So, yep. Where's it? Oh my God. Open it. Facebook. Oh, of course, I'll teach that. If you failed the feedback, both feedbacks, do not worry. I'll tell you how to do the thing at the end. Because most people pass it, I want to get the queries out of the way because they are the biggest deal. If you don't get them, you don't get the points at all. Set string, because again, the return type is always what we're gonna want. Result. And what we need to do here is get the names of the country, but we have to filter it according to the region or the continent that we give in the parameter. So it's just another hash set, mainly. Eh. And then we're gonna need to do an if statement comparing the region. Okay? So we have to compare the regions before we add them to the set because it's filtered by continent. So country dot get region return. Then we add it to the whole country and the names. We only need the name, remember. Get names of country. So return the name. Yep. And that's it. You're welcome. I think we should be hitting the challenging ones very soon. What you've dealt with before is very easy. The map problems are it's gonna be a little fucked up. I'll say that. Returns a set of countries which population is less than the given limit. So we have a limit that we have to put as an integer parameter. So this is the limit, and we have to compare it to see which countries is below the limit. So we need a set, as always. String result is equal to new hash set. Again, absolutely no difference because it's not asking us to sort anything. We just need the right countries below the population limit. Oh, country. That's real good. And result. If I need an if. Why did I forget that? If country dot get population. So basically, if the population is lower, I don't know if it's an inclusive limit because usually he says it, but here he doesn't specify whether it's inclusive or not. So I'm just gonna assume it isn't and say smaller than the limit. Because if he mentions that it's an inclusive limit, then you have to be smaller or equal to. Okay? But he doesn't mention anything, so I'll just say that. And then you add it. If it if it's actually lower than the limit. Country and the whole country this time, because you see it's get country, so you're returning the whole country object. Oh no, why did I say string? Oh my God. You see the okay. There we go. Yeah, for safety, just copy and paste. Don't be like me. Don't try to type it out on your own. Just copy this down here. You're good. I'm gonna test this one out actually, just to show you guys. Why not? And I'll put the limit at 100 million. Is that 10 million? Yeah, that's 10 million. Let's see which countries have a really low population. Yep, you have the Falklands, which has like very few people. You have Oceania, and you have Saint Bartholomew. You have Bermuda. That's a country? Okay. I didn't know that. All right. Now we need to get the population by the region. Again, very simple. You're just sorting by you have a parameter. If it matches the region, you get the population. You add it to the set of the populations. So you have a set of longs because the population is a long type, and it's gonna be result equals to new hash set again. I think you guys are gonna pass this. Most of you guys are gonna get a 4 and above. No way you're getting lower for that. Because most of these are very simple. Trust me. Only the map problems will actually fuck you up. Uh, okay, so if it matches the region, right? So just like before, if the country's region matches, so get region equals to the region we give it, then we add it to the set. The population to the set, not the whole country. Add country dot get population. Result. See? Get populations by region. Returns all population values that belong to the given continent. Oh, if you're going out right now, I'm gonna reach the problems that actually need, a lot of work soon. So try to come back before that. Like 2 problems. All the population values that belong to a given continent. To a I didn't get this wrong. And now we need to get the countries by the population. So another one where we have to compare the population to the parameter. And we have to get all of the countries. So a set of countries that have the same population as the thing we give it. I don't know why this is necessary. Like, I don't think there's ever been a case where like a country's country's like population completely matches up with another country's population at any time. So I don't know why he's giving us this exercise. It's kind of useless. So no. Why am I the smart one among you guys are probably are bored out of your minds right now, seeing me solve like the boring stuff. You're just waiting for me to get to the hard ones. And country. Yeah, country, because this is a country return type. Okay, the final set problem. This time we have to get them by population again. This one you notice how it has the exact same name as the one above it, but with different parameters. So for this one, you have to give a country that is between an inclusive bound. So it has to be bigger or equal to the lower bound, or smaller and smaller and or equal to the upper bound. So instead of the only thing that changes from the upper exercise is the if statement, which you need to put it as smaller, bigger or equal to the lower bound. And remember how you do ands in C, same thing. Get population is lower or equal to the upper bound. That is the only difference. Nothing else. Let me see those comments. Problem is code and theory part. You are right. Because the code and theory part is like really tricky and it tries to fail you. But let me tell you something. I don't think the code in the theory part for this year is gonna be as hard as like the previous years. Don't quote me on that. But like last year, it was way easier than the paper-based one. So I think he's gonna make it like the code part in the theory less frequent, so you get less of them and they're less hard when you actually do get them. At least the senior told me. The seniors have told me that. So if any senior who has taken HLP2 is last year, that is in the room right now, you can confirm. Like if it's easier or harder than the past papers. When it was like still paper based. All right, we're getting to the problems that are semi-difficult now. Has anyone solved every single one of the map problems without my help? Or looking at the solution code? Yeah, I see you. All right, so you guys are struggling with this, right? Let's get to it then. So, map. A map is basically a dictionary. It is, a Python dictionary, you have a pair of key values, same thing. But here, so we have for the first problem, you get the countries by code, and you're mapping the code to the country. So the string, which is the code, and the country object. So let's tackle this first problem, see what we're getting ourselves into. And we're gonna be using a hash map because it doesn't ask for any sorting or anything like that. So the sorting problems come at the end, actually, all of them. And they're all list. So, countries by code. Let me see the actual whole thing. Don't worry, I'll get this done by then, hopefully. A dictionary which maps each country code to the corresponding country. So we need to do a for loop through every country. Again, always. Yeah, they are MCQs. Most of the theory questions are. So you have the codes, right? So you have to add them. So result dot, actually you don't add, you put. For a map, it's a put function. So you put the country's code, so country get code, along with that country. So country. And then at the end, you return the result. Very simple first problem. Deceptively simple. The next one is gonna kill you, probably. The next few ones. So, this one. You came back just in time. We were getting to the hard ones. So this one, you need to map a country's region to the count of those countries. So basically, you have a continent. You need to map the continent to the count of countries that are within that continent. So the number of countries within it. So result, you always need a result. New hash map. And now you need a loop through every country again, always. And then after that, we need to do if not result dot contains key contains key country dot get region. Can anyone tell me what that does? Or anyone? So basically what this does is that it checks for whether or not the region that the current country has, like the current country object has, is already within the map. If it is not within the map, which is in the beginning, nothing is in the map. Then we want it to add it to the map. So this is the way we add all the regions we initialize all of the regions, key pair values within the map. So we will do result dot put country get region, and then we initialize it with 0L because it's a long value that we're looking for. So we're initializing each of the key pair values. We're putting each of the key pair values with their region, and we're starting all of their the count of the countries at 0, because at the beginning of the loop it's gonna be 0, right? Like you haven't counted any countries yet. And then after that, we're gonna immediately count that first country because the country that we're going through has that region. So the country count automatically goes to 1. So we have to do result dot get, because we're getting it now. After we put in because after the if statement runs once, it will never run again because it only runs when the region is not in the map, which after the first time, most of the regions will be in the map. So we have to get that region again by doing country dot get region, and then this is gonna get the value, because you know how in a dictionary, if you put the key inside of a square bracket, it will return the value. This is the same thing. If you do a get and you put the key in, you're gonna get the value at that key within the map. So if my key is, for example, Europe, so I have Hungary, I'm getting the country.get region of Hungary, which is Europe. So I'm accessing the key Europe to get the value of to get its value of the get its value, which is no, actually, oh, okay, I misread the problem. Okay, we're not doing that now. That's the next problem, actually. You can see how my brain is starting to. Oh, we need to increment by the count of the countries. So you need to do something a little different. You still need to do it. Long previous equals dot this one. Yeah. So okay, the thing I said before still stands, but I'm assigning it to a previous value. And then I have to increment it by 1 because this is the current value of the region, which is 0, the count. So I need to increment it. So it's gonna be, allow me to look through my old code again. Sure. As you can see, I already forgot the syntax for what happens next. I'm not used to. Okay, it's just another put. Result dot put at the country dot get region. We have previous plus 1. And then we return result. So basically, this is me incrementing the count every single time it goes through the country, and it's getting the key at that region. So if I had a whiteboard here, I could explain it better, but I don't have any pens. So imagine a whole dictionary. You have the regions, Asia, Europe, Oceania, anything, and they're all mapped to the count of the countries. If you do the put, so you're at the position of the region that you get. So for example, Asia, you increment it by 1 each time the loop happens, and you hit that, and you get the region. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. For the entirety of the for loop. Okay, let me put a comment here. Makes it more easy to understand. I'm starting to confuse you guys already. I can see it. Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now. So this is set the value of each region in the map to a value called previous. So this previous value is just shorthand for this thing. And down here, we're using is the value. So we increment the value, right? Because we need the count to go up each time it hits the country that belongs to the region. And it's doing that right now with this line. So, which each country, you get the region. Oh, and you have that, and the region is the key. So if the region is Oceania, it will go to the Oceania key. If it's Asia, it will go to the Asia key. If it's Europe, it will go to Europe key. And to the value that's mapped to that key, which is which is after this, after the comma, it will increment it by one because we need a count of countries. So each country will increase it by one for that region. Okay? Is that more understandable for you guys? And the if statement is the check for the key. So in the beginning, there's no key, you have to add it. That is what it does. Okay. I know that was pretty confusing. I'll try to explain it more in the next exercises, and maybe preferably at the end. Okay, I don't think we have enough time right now to finish doing the next exercise. The next exercise is long. So I'll take a break, guys. We'll finish this off like in the next meeting, okay? All of this. We only have 1 minute on the online meeting right now, so yeah, take a break. Come back in like you can leave the meeting because it's gonna end anyways. Come back in 2-3 minutes. In maybe 5 minutes.